Anytime you start a new unit, you should look if there is a vocabulary piece and read over the vocabulary. The vocabulary may not make sense the first time around. After you've done a couple of lessons, I would go back and read the vocabulary again to pick up on more details of the vocabulary. A scatter plot is a type of data display that shows the relationship between two numerical values. Each member of the data set gets plotted as a point. Positive correlation exists when one variable decreases as the other variable decreases, or one variable increases while the other variable increases. A negative correlation is a relationship between the two variables in which one variable increases and the other decreases. No correlation, that just means there's no relationship, connection, or interdependence between the two variables. You could think of it as meaning that x and y have nothing to do with each other. And when you're answering questions about no correlation, if I say, hey, this depends on this, and you go, no, it doesn't, it has nothing to do with it, your answer will be no correlation. Variation, a change or difference in condition, amount, or level, typically within a certain limit. Synonym for this unit will be spread. Trend line, a line indicating the general course or tendency of something. And you will be having to draw a trend line and use the trend line to make predictions. Linear relationship. Any given change in an independent variable will always produce a corresponding change in the dependent variable. A linear relationship enables a prediction. So when you had y equals 3x plus 4, that was a linear relationship, and you were able to produce corresponding changes. Random sample is a sample that is chosen randomly. It could be more accurately called a randomly chosen sample. So I go out and I ask a question to people, but I don't pick those people. I just pick them randomly, like standing in the mall asking every fifth person. Mean absolute deviation is based on the mean, and that says just take the average. And the average is just like you're used to, where you add up all the numbers and then divide by the number of numbers. And we'll go through that more thoroughly as we talk about mean. Absolute value just means no negatives. So in practice, absolute value means to remove any negative sign in front of a number and to think of all numbers as positive or 0. Deviation is a measure or difference between the observed value of a variable and some other value, often that variable's mean. And this is where you get mean, absolute, deviation. Those three definitions applied give you a number called the mean absolute deviation coefficient. If you have this on your computer and you hold your phone up to this QR code, it will pop up a video. You can watch it, and this one's about correlation, and this one is about calculating mean absolute deviation. So if you need any more resources as we go along, that would be two good resources. Now, like I said, vocabulary, we read it over once. This is not read over once and be done. It should be read over once, and as you progress through the unit, come back and look at this and see how specific these definitions are to the information that you need to progress through the unit.